If someone is upset and you immediately assume it's your fault, if you feel uneasy when you're not praised, if someone goes quiet and your body interprets it as danger, you don't just need reassurance. You may be addicted to approval. An addiction rarely begins with vanity. It begins with survival. What begins as survival often disguises itself as personality. An addiction always has a payoff. Today, we're going to expose it. Approval addiction doesn't start in adulthood. It starts in conditioning. Smile, you're loved. Perform, you get praised. Disagree, you get corrected. Express too much, you get shamed. Intermittent reinforcement is one of the most powerful conditioning systems. Public praise, private diminishment, warmth, then withdrawal. The child learns something very quickly. Approval equals safety, disapproval equals danger. So you adapt. You read the room. You anticipate needs. You soften your edges. You become agreeable. And you get very good at it. But underneath that competence, something forms. Hypervigilance around perception. You don't just want connection, you want confirmation. Let's name what's actually happening. This is nervous system conditioning through intermittent validation. When approval is unpredictable, your brain becomes reward seeking. Dopamine spikes when someone praises you, someone validates your intelligence, someone acknowledges your effort, and dopamine drops when someone pulls away, someone criticizes, someone seems unimpressed. That creates a loop. Unpredictable reward. You perform, you get relief. You lose approval, you get anxiety. Now add identity. If your identity becomes, I am the competent one, I am the helpful one, I am the strong one, then approval doesn't just feel good. It stabilizes who you think you are. That's when it becomes addictive. Because without approval, your identity feels unstable. Intermittent validation wires the brain for pursuit, not peace. That's not personality. It's conditioning. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If no one clapped, would you still do it? Or is applause the anesthesia? If no one acknowledged your effort, would you still give it? If you were misunderstood, would you survive it? Or would you feel erased? Because approval addiction is not really about praise. It's about identity instability. When you don't know who you are without validation, you chase mirrors, and mirrors move. That's why it never stabilizes. You achieve more, you give more, you perform better, and still, it's not enough. because you are trying to fill a wound with applause. Inside the infinity method, this is where the shift begins. You stop asking, "Am I approved?" and start asking, "Am I aligned?" Let me be clear. Wanting appreciation is human. Needing approval in order to feel whole is conditioning. The shift isn't rebellion. The shift isn't becoming cold. The shift is becoming stable. It's being able to say, "You can be disappointed. You can misunderstand me. You can withhold praise, and I remain intact." Approval seeking asks, "How am I being perceived?" Sovereignty asks, "Am I coherent with myself?" And that changes everything. Because once you stop needing approval, your decisions become cleaner. You say no earlier. You overfunction less. And stop explaining yourself excessively. You stop chasing repair when there is no reciprocity. You become selective. Not defensive, not cold, stable. Approval was never proof of worth. It was proof of obedience. And I'm no longer negotiating with my worth for applause. You don't need to be approved. You need to be coherent. If this is landing, stay with me.